Our project was sewing.
Art. The most challenging project in art was for stitching pillows because it was really, really hard.
Art makes me feel happy because I can express myself by making whatever I want.
Something that is exciting in art is expressing yourself and drawing whatever you want and being creative.
My favorite art project this year would probably be the abstract painting because I thought it was really cool and creative.
If I could create any art project, it would be a clay sculpture because I think it would be really cool to form anything.
The thing I like most about art is probably doing the clay because I just like playing around with it.
The most challenging project in art was the tree project.
Art makes me feel when I do it is like fun and like entertaining, and that's it.
What's exciting about art is just hanging out with your friends and having fun by doing cool projects.
What's most exciting about art is you get to make stuff and it's fun. If I could make any art project, I would want to make a clay model of Seylar. Favorite art project was nothing. No, just kidding. It's clay.
The thing I like most about art is the freedom to do what I want to do.
The most challenging project in art was my abstract painting.
My favorite art project was the animal. I drew a great Siberian owl.
What I like most about art is coming up with cool ideas to do with it. Like you can draw animals or stuff like that.
My most challenging art project was drawing my tiger.
Art makes me feel like I can express myself in any way in drawing or coloring. My favorite art project is when we did the snow globe, and it was really fun. What I like about art the most is because we get to paint cool things.
The most challenging project in art was doing the clay pot since you had to get the perfect shape for it.
Art makes me feel really happy, and I just really like doing it. What's exciting about art is that we get to play with clay. If I could create any art piece, I would paint a doggy house. Clay bowls was my favorite art project. I like most about art when when we did the clay bowls. It was really fun and we got to decorate it.
My self-portrait was the most challenging art project in art class.
Art makes me feel really happy and nice. So whenever someone asks me to do something, I just do it. Clay is the most exciting thing I did in art.
The most exciting thing about art is painting.
If I could create any art project, it would be making a pot.
My favorite art project is our self-portraits.
I like making pots at art.
The most hardest thing about art is pots.
Art makes me feel happy.
I think painting is exciting about art.
If I could create any project in art class, it would be a painting of a bird.
My favorite art project was the self-portrait because I had a lot of fun looking in the mirror and redrawing myself in crazy ways in the other self-portrait too.
My favorite thing that I like about art is that I get to create things that I've never created before and get to do things I haven't done.
The most challenging project in art was the nature abstractions because we had to use metal tools and carve it out and then put ink on it and then stamp it, so I thought it was really hard.
Art makes me feel happy and relaxed because I get to express my feelings.
Art is exciting because I get to paint and make clay.
My favorite art project was the mythical being puppet.
What I like most about art is my imagination, and I really love to draw.
Art makes me feel because I'm expressing my feeling.
The most challenging thing in art was the plate that we did because we had to shape it.
The most exciting thing about art is that you can do whatever you want. You can paint whatever you feel.
If I could create any art project, it would be the puppets because it was really fun making them.
My favorite art piece that I made this year was the puppets.
My favorite thing to do as art is to draw in the journal.
The most challenging project in art was probably the puppets because there's so much going on. There's a lot of work because we had to create the posters and the puppets.
Art makes me feel happy because there's so many different things to explore.
What's exciting about art is that you get to try different art projects and get to use different kinds of utensils and learn different things.
I would draw a soccer field with people playing on it because I like soccer.
What was your favorite art project?
The ceramic plate.
What do you like most about art?
I like to make a puppet.
What was the most challenging art project?
Drawing a picture of my mythical being. My favorite art project was the self-portrait.
My favorite thing about art is probably just the paintings and stuff that we do. It's just a lot of fun. The most challenging project in art to me was the clay and making the clay monsters because it's just hard to put it together. Art makes me feel very creative and happy and very fun.
The most exciting thing about art is that we get to have fun with our friends and we get to create our own creations.
If I could create any art project, I think it would be sports-wise or computer technology-wise.
My favorite art project this year was the crazy creatures.
What's most fun about art is having fun and drawing.
This is Isabella, and the most exciting part of art is creating something and seeing how good it is at the end and seeing how it turns out.
If I could create any art project, I think it would be a clay figure because I think it's really fun molding the clay figure and then glazing it.
My favorite art project would probably be doing the clay project in Seylar because it was really fun to do. Mic drop.
What I like most about art is coming up with new ideas for whatever project we're doing because it really just gets my imagination going.
I think that our most challenging art project was probably our clay project because we were making it out of different animals and we had to figure out how to make all of those out of clay.
It makes me feel really happy and joyful because of all the colors. When I draw, I have lots of thoughts and stuff in my head and my imagination, so I can draw something really good.
Art makes me feel creative about all the colors that I like that color, and when I paint, it just I can paint the good thing, the stuff that are nice, and yeah, art makes me feel creative.
Art is interesting the way the design tells a story.
My favorite art project was the clay sculpture because it was fun to make.
My favorite art project is the rattle.
My favorite thing about art is doing art stuff.
My most challenging project was the Katina doll.
Art makes me feel challenging because we paint a lot of pictures and it's sometimes it's challenging.
The most exciting thing about art is when we made the Kachina out of blocks and painted.
If I could create any art project, it would be a hummingbird out of clay.
My favorite art project was the Kachina dolls. What I most like about art is accomplishing stuff.
What's most challenging at art for me was weaving.